1-15. They're now 14-27. Had some trouble on defense, though, last night.
Well, they struggled against Kobe Bryant. If you're a Denver Nugget fan, you're hoping maybe Carmelo will do the Kobe impersonation. This team is the second worst team behind only Seattle as far as points scored. They have struggled. And I tell you what, it's going to be an interesting game tonight. Are they having a little hangover effect of that 81? Or does it make them say, hey, we do got to tighten our belts and become a better defensive team?
Two great players on display. Of course, Carmelo Anthony has been hot lately. And what can you say about Chris Bosh?
Well, I tell you, Chris Bosh is a better player than I thought he was going to be, especially at this time. Obviously, you look at his athleticism, his size, and everything else, but I think he's matured. He's become a tougher guy. He's become an aggressive player, and he didn't have that coming out of college. And I tell you what, Carmelo Anthony, we say it on our broadcast all the time, when this guy's hitting his jump shots, I don't know how you stop him. He's been phenomenal.
All right, the Nuggets trying to keep it going and avoid the letdown. Should be a good one. The Raptors and the Nuggets. Let's go back to Deb.
Thank you, guys. We look forward to it. And I have to ask you, how does Toronto get over the Kobe hangover?
Well, I think they forget it. They know they got a game the next night, and it's just one game. I mean, fortunately, they don't have to face Los Angeles for some time. But this is a team that certainly got they got beat up last night. This is a team that does not play good defense. I think that may be a wake-up call from the coaches and saying, hey, look, if we're going to win some games, we got to play much better defense. Now, this game tonight is going to be up and down. Toronto can shoot the basketball. They can score points. No question about it. Question is, can they stop anybody? Denver, on the other hand, they want to run. They had a 32 fast break or transition points against San Antonio, which is really quite good. So Denver is playing well. They're moving the basketball, they're running, and that's when they're good.
The Denver Nuggets have won 5 games in a row. What is working for them that wasn't working at the beginning of the year?
Well, I think, first of all, that George Karl, who missed a couple of games, he's now back. But he's really got them playing together as a unit. He's got them believing one another. And Carmelo Anthony, what can you say? He's averaging 26 points a game. He is getting better and better. And when he's going good, Denver is good.
Yeah, Carmelo has been a shining star for them lately. Jalen Rose has played well for the Toronto Raptors lately. He's averaging 24.5 points per game over his last 4, so really raising the level of his scoring. And he's warming up on the floor as we get ready for our tip just a couple of minutes away. How undersized is this group for Sam Mitchell?
Well, they're really undersized. I see that Eric Williams is starting the center position, and he's replacing Matt Bonner. So they really don't have anybody in there who can block shots, intimidate, and to really clog up the middle. They also do not have a lot of offensive scoring power there.
But we highlight Chris Bosh. How about his game?
Oh, he's a great player, and he's played a lot of center position. He's really the heart and soul of this team, and is the future of Toronto.
So it's the end of a 5-game road trip for the Raptors after the game and the loss in L.A. and Kobe Bryant's 81 yesterday. To the Denver Nuggets and Carmelo Anthony playing in front of the home crowd. Kenyon Martin is back in there. Francisco Elson at the center position for them as Marcus Camby continues to recover.
Yeah, if you look at the guard position, you got Miller and Watson, 2 really fine guards. This is going to be an area where they can really exploit Toronto as well at the forward position, particularly with Carmelo Anthony.
All right, so that sets you up for the game, and it wraps our pregame. Gail Goodrich will join us at halftime for the Toyota Halftime Report. But first, now it's time to get back to the Pepsi Center. Enjoy the game. We'll see you later. It's the Raptors and the Nuggets.
Bosh and Morris Peterson. Sam Mitchell in his second year. He was 33 and 49 a year ago. I bet you didn't know he's the all-time leading scorer at Mercer University. He could fill it up. All right, first meeting of the year between these two teams. Nuggets won both meetings a year ago. Series is tied 9-9. Nuggets 5-4 here in Denver.
Well, I tell you what, I think this is going to be an interesting game because you mentioned a while ago, do you feel too good about how you played in San Antonio? And does Toronto feel too bad about how they played in L.A. last night?
Last night, the Raptors beaten by the Lakers 122-104. Toronto had a 16-point lead in the first half. Kobe went for 81. He had 28 in the fourth quarter, 27 in the third. He also had 60 consecutive free throws and then missed one. So we'll see if the Raptors have Kobe hangover tonight. Mike James starts at the point. He'll be covered by Earl Watson. Now Bosh. And Bosch converts.
Well, here's a guy that people were worried about because he's 7 foot basically, and he likes to do that. Likes to face up, likes to move around and take that J.
Carmelo Anthony answers with a 3. So our 2 marquee players have the first 5 points. Nuggets 3, Raptors 2. Melo, of course, averaging 25.5 points a game. That's a career high for him. And it's off Elson out of bounds. Kind of interesting that Elson opens up on Bosch. I asked Kenyon Martin right before tip-off, what are you going to do with the youngster Chris Bosch? And he said, beat him up, man. Beat him up.
That's exactly what he needs to do, Ted. That's a good point.
Mike James, he's been knocking down shots. He misses his first, and the rebounds to Carmelo Anthony.
Well, Carmelo struggled shooting the basketball against San Antonio, but how about the 8 rebounds he had in that game?
Kenyon Martin with a corkscrew, and it's rebounded by Morris Peterson. The Raptors are a leaky defensive team, allowing 102 points per game. That is second worst in the NBA. Of course, allowing Kobe to get 81 last night. Got to be concerned for Sam Mitchell, a no-nonsense coach. Jalen Rose has got it. Working against Kenyon Martin. Rose. And Elson collects the rebound. Nuggets leading 3-2. Into Carmelo. Nice pass. Watson shot blocked by Bosch. Here comes Peterson.
A little late whistle, but a good foul. Miller trying to kind of locked leg and flat-footed. But a great cut and actually a very good pass by Carmelo to Watson. But Bosch, showing that ability to get up, get quick, good timing, blocks the shot.
Foul number 1 on Andre Miller, non-shooting foul. So the Raptors have it. Raptors score 99.5 points per game. Elson's got his second rebound. That's 9th best in the NBA. Nuggets, meanwhile, the 4th highest scoring team in the league. Elson's open for his favorite shot. Rims in and out. Rose with the rebound.
You look at Toronto's starting lineups, and they're better than a 14-win team. I mean, starting 1-15 puts you behind the 8 ball a little bit, but they're better than that.
Bosch with a fifth. So Chris Bosch averaging 22.5 points has his second basket. And Watson is fouled at the other end. George Karl commented before the game talking about how great the Nugget pace was yesterday.
Well, and talking with Andre Miller in our one-on-one interview before the game, he talked about Earl Watson. And this guy's playing with so much more confidence, but he's been the guy that's kind of come in there and been the leader and the aggressive guy getting the break going.
The only thing that Earl Watson has not done well since he joined the Nuggets is shoot free throws. His free throw percentage, I have him at 66.5%, but I think it's lower than that. Maybe a misprint.
Missed 2.
And Rose has the rebound.
Yeah, the way he's been shooting threes over the last month of the season, I mean, Reyes has averaged over 40%. He really has struggled from that free throw line.
Kenyon Martin snaps down the rebound on the miss. Here goes Watson. Inside Melo. He's doubled.
So neither guard moves. You got to move. You got triple team on Melo. Let him go one-on-one with Rose in the paint.
Over to Watson. Now Kenyon Martin's got it. And he lays it up and in. There's that left hand that Scott Hastings told you about. So Kenyon Martin gets his first deuce.
And what the respect on Bosch. He was going to try to go up and maybe dunk on Bosch. Got a little head fake his shoulder and took it to the other side.
And the bucket by Eric Williams.
He can shoot. Never saw him for about a year and a half. Got hurt, but was a big-time scorer for a while.
Kenyon wants it in the post against Williams. 9 to shoot. Kenyon coming up short, rebounded by Bosch. Watson hustling after it. Here goes James. Bosch has it stripped. Raptors got it back.
Well, a lot of activity, not a lot of success going on right now.
Carmelo on the
and that's when Denver's at its best. When they get out, they get the rebound, one pass, one dribble, and all of a sudden that long outlet to Carmelo for the easy 2.
The Nuggets, the NBA's leading fast break team at just over 20.5 fast break points per game. Elson trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Chris Bosh. He's got it now. 7 to shoot. And he draws the foul from Elson.
Bosh, for a big guy, really get out on the perimeter. If you get up in the air, you got to make sure you hammer him. But watch this. 1 rebound, 1 big one, 1 dribble, long pass, doesn't put it down again, and an easy 2 points. I mean, with Denver's running like they did in San Antonio. Now, they only scored 89 points. 32 of those 89 points were in transition on fast breaks, and including 13-0 run in that fourth quarter.
You look at the numbers for Bosh. He made 17 of 17 free throws at Seattle on Friday night. He's an 81.5% free throw shooter. And he's got 2. So Chris Bosh, the number 4 overall pick, one behind Melo in 2003. The Raptors lead at 8-7.
And I think he's, if you want a comparison, maybe like a young Marcus Camby, except even more offensive minded, and maybe not as defensive minded, but I think that'll pick up.
Andre Miller drop it to Elson. 5 to shoot. Watson pumps for 3. Coming up short. Rebound Williams. Williams starting for Matt Bonner tonight. Bonner, the shooter out of Florida. I think we'll see him a little bit later. James taken by Melo. Carmelo Anthony against Rose. And the shot blocked out of bounds. Pretty good retreat by Jalen Rose, the vet.
And Carmelo's laughing at him right there. That surprised me that Jalen able to get up there and block that shot in transition. He caught a whole bunch of them, talking about Jalen, a bunch of those 81 last night against Kobe. But he showed a little hops right there.
Carmelo. And he's making his jump shot tonight, folks. Watch out. Melo's got his 7th point.
He was just 4 of 19, still had 20 points, but he was 12-15. Denver 40%, 3 of 8 there for the Raptors, about the same.
Jalen Rose, yes. So Rose beats Kenyon Martin to the bucket.
And that right there, those 2 jumps, that block shot on one end and that dunk right there, you've just seen all the hops Jalen Rose have got.
Alley-oop. Kenyon Martin settles, and he can't get the shot off. Go back to Jalen Rose.
See, right now, because he's breathing hard right now. Started with a great transition block on Carmelo Anthony, and then boom, that baseline dive and dunk.
Kenyon Martin will shoot some free throws here. Kenyon up to 67.5%. Yesterday against the Spurs, he had 12 points, 7 rebounds, and a couple of steals, and played sensational defense on Tim Duncan. First one, no problem. Altitude is pleased to present your Denver Nuggets in high definition. For channel numbers, watch the bottom of your screen. Visit the altitude.tv website or contact your local cable or satellite provider. Now Kmart looking to give the Nuggets the lead back. And he does. Free throw rhythm looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's getting better and better.
11-10. Nuggets. Toronto Raptors in the Atlantic Division. They're in 4th place right now with a record of 14-27. As Mike James converts, leading the division, New Jersey at 22-16. Philadelphia, Boston, Toronto, and the Knicks.
James, a little awkward shot right there, but this guy's a scorer. Although he's playing kind of that point, he's more of a scorer.
Andre Miller had the miss. And Miller gets it back. 12-11 Toronto. Martin double. Someone's open. It's Watson for 3. Oh, Watson hits. He's shooting 41% from beyond the arc, so he's been very, very dependable. It's always a bonus when the Nuggets made 3-pointers, and tonight the Nuggets start well, making 2 of 3.
Toronto struggling a little bit with that pressure back in the backcourt.
9 to shoot. Eric Williams pulls his way in and off the glass. So Williams has got 4.
And that's when you want to defend him. You want to get Williams when he's on that block to go baseline. He wants to get to the middle.
Watson. Kenyon's wide open. Give the assist to Earl Watson. Boy, Watson, he's been shooting so well that his pump fake gets 3 guys up.
Well, what he's done, because of the way he's been shooting threes, he's now in the scouting report. Watch this guy, and all of a sudden all these guards are hammered. Don't let him shoot threes. Don't let him shoot threes. He makes one, and now he becomes a big-time threat on the break and in the penetration.
Nuggets on the run, leading 16-14. Good penetration right through the hands of Carmelo Anthony. Timeout. Nugget guard Earl Watson continues his good play, the 3, and then the pretty assist. Martin knocking it down. Nuggets are at the Pepsi Center. Chris Marlowe, Scott Hastings, Julie Brauman, 16-14 our score. The Denver Nuggets, the 4th highest scoring team in the NBA, as Eduardo Nahara comes on, averaging 6 points and 6 rebounds. He is Denver's hustle guy. We've had 3 ties and 11 lead changes. Biggest lead for either team, 2 points, and a foul by Watson on the perimeter. He fouls Jose Calderon, a 6'3" rookie from Spain who's come on.
Yeah, you get guys like Jose Calderon, you say rookie, but I mean, he's got a lot of international experience, you know.
Last 6 seasons he's played in the Spanish league. And he lost it out of bounds. It'll be Nugget basketball.
Really tough, I think, for any player. You sit on the bench, even though 6-7 minutes after warm-ups, and then to come in and go one-on-one and automatically be on to beat a guy. I think it's tough.
Andre Miller gets the switch, and the pass knocked out of bounds. The Denver Nuggets are 4 games over 500. They're 23-19, 14-8 here at the Pepsi Center. That shot missed and taken by the Raptors, who at home are 6-13. On the road, they're 8-14. So Toronto better on the road than they have been at home. Bosch, a wide open look. Now, last year he couldn't make that shot. This year he's trying it more. Here comes Carmelo. Score!
Yeah, Bosch saw that. He's been watching a little film. He got a little late to come over on Carmelo. He decided he didn't want to be on anybody's poster anywhere. Decided to get out of the way and let Carmelo have the free lane. Melo, 9 points on 4 or 5 shooting.
And the Denver Nugget lead is 4. Launching from the perimeter. Peterson shot no good to Watson, to Melo.
Maybe a little unselfish, a little too much passing going on.
3 seconds.
Carmelo wants it against Bonner. He's way too quick for Bonner. Watson's wide open. Another 3 ball. A little bit long. Rebounded by Bosch.
But a good look for Watson. You see all of a sudden Toronto going to do what they did not do against Kobe much last night, and that's double team.
Nuggets on a 7-2 scoring run. Now Jalen Rose against Watson. Missed it. Kenyon's got the rebound. Nuggets off to the races. Andre Miller. And it's out of bounds, last touched by Miller. Fast pace, 2:51 to go. Nuggets leading by 4. Just a moment ago, Melo out on the break where he excels. 9 points for Carmelo Anthony early.
And welcome back to the Pep Center. Nuggets by 4 over the Toronto Raptors. 2:51 remains in the first quarter. Denver Nuggets Children's Hospital and Conoco proud to recognize quality kids in our community through the Nuggets for a Day program. If you know an outstanding middle school student who has demonstrated solid academic achievement, a positive attitude, and or good citizenship, nominate them by calling 303-405-1166. Neat program. And hopefully you got some kids out there and recognize some of those kids doing great things in their schools and their community.
How about your son or my daughter Mackenzie?
Your daughter Mackenzie might be
Straight A's.
A great opportunity for that.
How about your son?
Your daughter would be a great opportunity for that. Oh, my son's a good kid, outstanding citizen.
18-14. And a good look for Morris Peterson.
When you don't see that very often, where your center, your big guy, doing the penetration and the pitch to the outside for the shooter.
Nuggets are up by 1. Now, Carmelo Anthony making it look easy. 11 points.
He's going to try to find somebody. But Villanueva just checked in from Connecticut. He's going to find somebody who wants to try to stop him from going to the rim.
Calderon picked up by Earl Boykins, who's come on. And Kleza pulls down the rebound. So Lennis Kleza coming off his best game as a Nugget. Friday night in the big Utah win, had 10 points and 9 rebounds. And of course, the next 2 days later against the Spurs didn't play. Boykins connects. So Kleza, Nahara, Carmelo Anthony, Buckner, and Boykins, the 5 on the floor for the Nuggets. Nuggets have their biggest lead now of 5. Calderon. Nice pass to Bosch.
They got screen down and switch out on Buckner. Buckner was looking for some help. Didn't get it. Calderon with a nice pass, pulling it right inside. A little zone here for Toronto.
Yeah, with Villanueva up top. Boykins hoists a 3. Nahara after it. It's out of bounds.
Well, the one thing that Melo has gotten better and better doing just a while ago, Villanueva watch him face him up, gives him a little jab to one side, sees he's got that up foot, and that's something the kids should learn. He's got that up foot. He attacks that up foot. Really tough for someone to stop him.
Calderon fouled on the way to the hoop. Well, Jose Calderon, of course, last year's Toronto point guard was Rafer Alston, and he was shipped down to Houston because Sam Mitchell could not stand him. They had some personality problems. And so Mike James coming to the Raptors, and Jose Calderon signed as a backup. You're seeing more and more of that from the international leagues. Heady point guards coming over when they're going to be between 25 and 30 after they've played and earned a lot of money trying their luck in the NBA.
Yeah, you find guys, the stars, and they get to the finals and the semifinals of those European championships, and there's a lot of quality players playing over there.
22-20, the Nuggets lead. We're under a minute.
Zone bothering Denver just a little bit.
Certainly slowing him down. Boykins has it punched in the backcourt. 9 to shoot. Carmelo's got it. Pull up, tough shot. He got it. Wow, Carmelo Anthony. 13 points here in the first quarter on 6 of 7 shooting.
He's only, 27 in one quarter, 28 in one quarter for Kobe last night.
Bonner fires the 3, and Kleza got caught looking out. 24-22 Denver. The shot clock 5 seconds ahead of the game clock. Looks like a 2-3 zone here with attention on Melo. 8 to shoot.
Had a shot, had a little 3.
Boykins alley-oop. Melo coming up a little bit short. Last touch by the Raptors, so the Nuggets will have one more try at it.
They're going to give Carmelo a shot attempt. I don't think he ever controlled it. Was there for a while, a little high and a little to the side. Well, that would have been something sweet had that been able to go in.
Melo 6 of 8. The rest of the team 4 of 14. Nahara, yes. 5.2 seconds remaining. Toronto with a chance here. Closing moments of the first quarter. Peterson for a long 3. No, that's the end of the period. Carmelo Anthony averaging 25.5 points per game. That might not do it tonight. Melo with 13 points on 6 of 8 shooting. After the first quarter of play, the Nuggets leading the Raptors 26-22. You're watching Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for Nuggets basketball all season long. We welcome you back to downtown Denver, Colorado. We're at the beautiful Pepsi Center, the first meeting of the year between the Toronto Raptors and the Denver Nuggets. I'm Chris Marlowe, along with Scott Hastings and Julie Brauman. I'd like to welcome all of you watching tonight around the nation on NBA TV. 26-22. Scott Hastings, what'd you like about the Nuggets' performance in the first quarter?
The pace and the energy was good. They shot the ball well. Defensively, they gave up a couple easy shots, but overall, solid quarter.
Boykins softly drops it in. Toronto looked fairly good offensively. They didn't shoot well from the outside.
They rely on really their big guys to do a lot of their offense. A lot of, where the teams will go like Denver, will go through Andre Miller or Boykins or whoever. First quarter was Bosch.
Bonner is a deadly outside shooter. Now Rose will try to back down Buckner. And with 5 to shoot, Rose pops it in there. Jalen Rose still an effective scorer. He's got 4 points.
Like their best outside guys, you see Denver 48%, Toronto 43 is Bosch, 6'10", 6'11". Their best post guy is Jalen Rose.
Boykins 19 points yesterday in the win over San Antonio. Shot blocked. Nahara there. Couldn't convert. Rebound to Villanueva. Villanueva, the 7th overall pick in the 2005 NBA draft. Now Nahara picks up Jalen Rose. Rose by Nahara. Kleza with the rejection. And Bonner follows it up. This Matt Bonner's a pretty good player. 6'10", 240, can really shoot the three ball, 41.5%. Nuggets with a 2-point lead. Buckner. Kleza drops it home. Lennis Kleza is the Nuggets rookie from Missouri. 10 points and 9 rebounds against the Jazz on Friday night. Pretty good young player.
They're getting more and more confident inside the more and more time that he gets.
Of course, the Nuggets playing without Camby and without Nene, who's gone for the season. Bonner launches a long three. And Villanueva picks it up. The Nuggets forgot to rebound.
Well, you got Kleza and Nahara kind of outside guarding the bigs, so you leave Boykins, Buckner, and Andre Miller down low to kind of clean up the rebounds.
Here comes Kleza hard to the goal. And he'll shoot 2. Well, Lennis Kleza getting some meaningful playing time, draws the foul on Charlie Villanueva. His first.
I was getting, as we mentioned just a while ago, just more and more aggressive with the more time that he's gotten. He sees that hole by Bonner. Villanueva kind of slides the hip over. He's the one who gets called with the foul.
The Kleza free throw is good. One of the Toronto assistants, of course, the all-time leading scorer for the Denver Nuggets. That's Alex English, 21,645 points. Assistant for the Raptors, of course. What a smooth guy he was.
One of the smoothest players and had one of the greatest first steps, left or right. Oh, by the way, can shoot the jump shot.
Yeah, there you go. Rose. Nuggets clear. Andre Miller's got it. Miller over to Boykins. Boykins fires it up. Nahara. And a hugging foul, I think, is going to be called on Pop So.
Well, Villanueva got away with the push, and Buckner's back, and all of a sudden here comes Nahara out of nowhere. Tough rebound. So just kind of gets up and gets around him. And because of the way the Nahara gets it, watch, he's going to turn in the air a little bit, and all of a sudden that causes the foul as opposed to a jump ball.
Nice pass, Kleza. Oh, great block by So. Pop So from Dakar, Senegal, getting some playing time with the injury to Rafael Araujo. The big kid from BYU is out with a sore shoulder. Kleza dives for it.
That's going to be on Rose. Yep. Ball got knocked away, and Kleza had it. Rose reached down and grabbed him, slowed him down just enough. Tony Brothers, the outside official, sees that and calls it. Loses it right there. So you kind of got a hold of Kleza.
Nuggets 32, Raptors 28. Raptors back in that 2-3 zone. Nahara.
This might be an offense on Nahara. He brought that right elbow inside, clears So out of the way, and gets the offensive foul.
So Nahara, the offensive foul. And we're coming back. Nuggets by 4. And there is a good look at the Nuggets head man, George Karl. A success last year when the Nuggets went 32-8. Villanueva drops it home. Villanueva drafted 7th overall, and a lot of skeptics, but he's played pretty well for them.
Yeah, he's been a solid player. Leads NBA players, all NBA players, as far as non-starters for offensive rebounds. So an aggressive player.
Nahara over to Boykins. It's 32-30. The Denver Nuggets lead. Kenyon Martin. And it's popped out of bounds by So. So the Nuggets with another chance here. Nuggets 5 wins in a row at Milwaukee, at Chicago. Beat Cleveland and LeBron James here in the last moments. A 30-point blowout of Utah and a big win over San Antonio. Boykins is off the mark. Rebound Villanueva.
That's true. Kenyon Martin came in at the timeout, just struggling to score just a little bit.
Without Carmelo Anthony, the Nuggets offense a little bit sluggish. Now Villanueva against Kenyon Martin. And he's got it. So a big shot for Charlie Villanueva, the rookie from UConn. Of course, won an NCAA title there as a freshman. Boykins. And the Nuggets with 10 to shoot. Andre Miller blows by Ball, and that hit the backboard. Mopso took it off the board, no call. Jalen Rose and Kenyon Martin. It's off Rose, out of bounds. Great play by Kenyon Martin.
Well, they got the call right down there. Saw Rose kick the ball out of bounds. This one right here by Miller, I think gets up on the glass. Yeah, it was easy goaltend call. Not made, however.
When George Karl and Doug Moe jump up at the same time, you know it's a bad call. Because Doug Moe's not going to get off that bench unless he's darn sure.
Yeah. That's
Raptors,
about true.
5 blocks already. Nuggets have missed 5 straight shots. Need a hoop here. Tied at 32. Buckner for 3. Rebounded by Rose. Jalen Rose, his 12th year out of Michigan. Toronto's biggest lead was at 2-0. They also led 12-11, and now they're ahead again. So the Raptors playing good basketball here in the second quarter, lead at 34-32.
Denver got really sloppy and really selling for a lot of jump shots. They had a couple, shots that went in, or the goaltending that wasn't called. They had the shot, nice move by Nahara that was taken away because the offensive elbow he threw in there, offensive foul.
Nugget shooting has gone cold, and I think one reason why is the Toronto zone has been effective. So Toronto with the lead, Elson with the foul.
Well, the key in the NBA today is if you hit a screen, fall down. I mean, seriously, that's the biggest thing to do, because you're beat anyway. Obviously, you fall down. It seems like any more you can get a lot of calls against that screen being illegal.
Calderon with 10 on the shot clock. And Boykins comes up with a rebound. Ahead to Kenyon Martin. Here it comes. And he's fouled. So Kenyon Martin getting some lift back when he attacks the rim.
So Denver needs him. When he plays aggressive and is attacking the basket, they've been a better team. You see Rose just kind of grab that right arm of Kenyon, rake the little face, make him make the free throws as opposed to getting the easy basket. Just got a little swagger back in his game over the last couple weeks.
The Raptors up by a couple. He has Martin modest numbers this year, averaging 12.5 points and 6.5 rebounds, but his defense, when it's been on, he has been sensational. Carmelo Anthony comes back and replaces Greg Buckner. Melo went out. Nuggets were ahead 26-22. Now they trail by a couple. You look at the work he's done on Ilgauskas, Okur, and Duncan. Pretty good stuff.
Well, and the Ilgauskas numbers don't even show what he did late in the game, but he decided to take him by himself, no double teams, and really they were running. Cleveland was running their offense to Ilgauskas.
Martin 1 of 2. He's got 6 points. They get 7 points now and 5 rebounds in his 11 minutes. So the Nuggets trailing the Toronto Raptors 34-33.
Calderon giving Boykins a little trouble just with his size and his aggressiveness.
Underneath, So, and So is clobbered. So 2 shots coming for that man.
So just steps baseline. You see Elson over the back was beaten. Just make sure he does not get to the basket. Make him shoot some free throws.
Third foul on Elson. So this is his 4th game. He was playing for the Arkansas Rim Rockers, one of Scotty's favorite teams in the NBDL, averaging 19 points and 11 rebounds as Elson goes out, replaced by Eduardo Nahara. So Francisco Elson in foul trouble once again as you look at the kid from Dakar, Senegal. Trying to get some playing time, and now he's got his chance with Ara Ujo on the inactive list because of the shoulder. Raptors also without Lauren Woods, who I'm told is in the Raptor doghouse. He's on the inactive list and looks like he's going to stay that way, the former Arizona star. 36-33. And the Nuggets looking for field goals. Five to shoot. Andre Miller, clear pass. That is a basket. So the Nuggets, who had missed 6 shots in a row and had a couple of turnovers, finally get a bucket. Pop So can get up, can he?
Yeah, he got up quick a while ago, took one off the backboard. This time the officials see it a little higher on the glass. Once it touches that glass, you cannot touch the basketball.
Rose picked up by Nahara. Rose was too quick for Nahara and the foul. So Jalen Rose averaging 20.5 points in his last 8 games. He's got 2 free throws coming. 5:29 to go. 36-35 Raptors.
5:29 left to go in the second quarter. Toronto up over the Nuggets 36-35. Now this is the 14th game that Marcus Camby has missed because of his broken right pinky, but we do have some good news. He had those pins removed a week early. He has been shooting in practice and doing some light workouts. Now there were reports that he might be back as early as Friday, although I talked to head trainer Jim Gillen today. He said he has an important doctor's appointment tomorrow. We'll have a much better idea tomorrow whether Marcus Camby will be back in the lineup for the Nuggets as early as Friday or Saturday, and we'll bring you that update on Wednesday. Chris, Scott, back to you.
What a boost that would be. Camby's missed 17 games overall, but Camby having his best season as Jalen Rose converts. Tonight the Raptors closing out a 5-game road trip. They lost at Utah and Portland. They beat Seattle, then lost to the Lakers last night and then flew in. So if there is any kind of fatigue factor, altitude factor, any of that stuff, you would think the Raptors would be a little bit fatigued today. But right now they lead it 38-35.
The one thing that could have helped them,
and that's a tip in by Kenyon Martin, I believe.
Yeah, better to be lucky than good, but the one thing that can help Toronto is, let's be honest, they were embarrassed. I mean, when a team gives up the points they gave up to an individual and blow an 18-point lead, they get embarrassed. And whether they're fatigued because of the travel last night or because it's the 5th game of a road trip, I mean, these are prideful athletes, and they're playing, I think, with that pride today.
Bosch out to Mike James. James bothered and Villanueva rebounds and then throws it away. So an errant pass by Charlie Villanueva.
Well, and you see why this guy is such a good offensive rebounder. I mean, he's strong, he knows position, he gets up quick. It's on to Mike James. Not throwing it away, but boy, this guy's got a good future.
Raptors lead is 1. And the ball thrown away. Here comes Jalen Rose. Score. So Jalen Rose with his 8th point.
You watch Jalen, what he does when it's on the post or on a layup just like that, he uses his body so well. I mean, he leans in, gets the foul 4 times than not. Villanueva's going to get the foul for body and Carmelo to the baseline.
You know what? There's a scouting report right there. You're seeing Villanueva. Melo thinks he's got him on the reverse, the quick step. But Villanueva, obviously watching tape of Melo, he was there, and he picks up the foul anyway. So 2 fouls on Charlie Villanueva and Carmelo Anthony at the free throw line for the first time tonight. Melo is 79% free throw shooter, and now Villanueva will leave, and he's replaced by Pop So. So maybe a more active defender than Villanueva. Villanueva the better rebounder of the two.
Well, Villanueva looks like probably maybe a better one-on-one defender, but So has got that timing you look for a weak side guy. He's already got a couple blocks coming over.
He's quick. Nuggets put on pressure in the backcourt, and Miller taps it out of bounds. Just under 4.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter. The Raptors leading the Nuggets 40-39. Mike James, what a season he is having, averaging just under 17.5 points per game after coming over from Houston. Bosch looking for his 10th point, and he drops it home. So Chris Bosch with 10. And he's also got a couple of rebounds to go with that. Carmelo. And Carmelo Anthony will shoot 2 more.
Bosch just trying to get the foul, thinking he could draw it on Kenyon with this up fake. Shoots it off balance, but watch the touch. I mean, he's off balance, front, backboard, and right in. And then Denver, when they're playing well, come right back, and so just kind of bodies Carmelo. Carmelo a chance of the three-point play, but doesn't make the layup.
Carmelo Anthony is now 20th on the Nuggets all-time scoring list. He came into tonight with 4,328 points. He just passed Nick Van Exel, the former Nugget. Now Jalen Rose out, replaced by Morris Peterson. Carmelo, who has scored 28.5 points per game since December 1st. He's really cranked it up to the next level.
He did 6 of 8 shooting in that first quarter. This quarter, it's about getting that free throw line. All 4 points this quarter have been from the free throw line.
Carmelo's got 17 to lead all scorers. Pretty good ball game going. The Raptors 42, the Nuggets 41. Bonner. Carmelo may have affected part of that. And scrambling it up was Mike James. So the Raptors with some good hustle.
But Denver right now in kind of the reach defense. They're reaching for the basketball and not going after the basketball.
Got a foul underneath. Bosch and Kenyon Martin pushing and shoving. Foul going to be called on Chris Bosch.
He doesn't agree with the call right here. You see Melo's trying to get to him, but see that arm wrapped around, and that's what the officials see. When they see an open hand on one side of the body and the defender's frame is on the other side, that's when they call that foul.
So Kenyon Martin back to the free throw line. See what he's done against the Toronto Raptors. He'd like to be playing against this team all the time. Nuggets 4 games above 500 for the first time this season, and their first 5-game win streak of the season. Our next Denver Nuggets telecast, the Nuggets at Portland. That start time is 7:30 p.m. Portland Trailblazers, much improved team, and they will be a tough out at home. Steve Blake, Juan Dixon, the new starting backcourt up there, the Maryland duo, and from what I've been told, they've been playing very well. Raptors 43, the Nuggets 40. Let's make that the Raptors 44, the Nuggets 43. 3:20 to go, second quarter. James. And the rebound to Kenyon Martin. Martin blows by James. Here he comes. Score! Kenyon Martin. Wow.
How about the speed of Kenyon Martin? Goes right by the point guard James. Takes it all the way to the basket.
Nuggets already with 11 fast break points. Kenyon Martin's got 13 and 7 rebounds here in the first half. 8 to shoot. Up so. And not allowed to foul. Basket counts. Wow.
Oh, and they're going to count it.
Wow.
We counted and took 2 steps after the whistle. Tony Brothers says no. And 1.
One more look at Kenyon Martin with the left. 46-45 Toronto. We are back. 2:46 to play. The Raptors leading the Denver Nuggets 46-45. Time now for GMC trivia question. GMC, we are professional grade. Visit your local GMC dealer today. Who was the last Nugget to have his number retired? The last Nugget to have his number retired. We'll give you that GMC trivia answer a little bit later. And Rocky has stolen Scott Hastings' altitude jacket with the altitude pin. The pin is not straight. Which,
he's got my press pass right there too.
Now I'm just glad because my jacket's right over there and it's a beauty. I'm glad he took yours.
Yeah.
There's no problem there, is there?
Well, he's got muscles, so that jacket actually made for muscles, unlike yours.
You like my jacket tonight?
Yeah.
Thank you. Very kind of you. Good. 47-45. Glazer trying to corral it. No.
James got a little arm. George Karl talking to Tony Brothers saying, hey, how about the arm on Glazer?
Hey, Rocky is taking your jacket and giving it to a fan over there, Scotty. I hate to tell you. Bosch swing it in the corner. Morris Peterson. And Carmelo Anthony's got the rebound ahead. Glazer on the drive. Foul. Great pass. And Glazer will shoot a couple.
But the one thing I've noticed, it seems like even by Toronto, if anything close to the basket, they're going to make Denver try to get some free throws. Carmelo comes up with that rebound, just kicks it right out the head. Clay, you see Bonner with that left arm. back in the back of Clay's. See, if you're going to foul, if they're not going to have the easy 2 points, then you got to start making your free throw.
Rocky gave your jacket to a fan and then took the fan's shoe, and I think Rocky's coming back here to give you the shoe.
Oh, it's like a trade.
It's Dances with Wolves. Do you know that part?
Yep.
Good trade. Here it comes.
Tatanka.
There you go. Okay. Yeah.
Good trade. Yep.
Good trade. Solid. Glad you're with us.
They just can't get back in the game anymore.
That's Scott Hastings, folks. I'm Chris Marlowe. Julie Brauman also aboard. Mike James fires a long 3, and he drops it. So James now with 7 points, and the Raptors leading 50-46.
Well, 10th in the NBA in 3-pointers.
Clay's up. And no basket traveling. So the Nuggets do not have the intensity and fire that they had yesterday in San Antonio. That is obvious. They're not quite clicking, and George Karl's got to be a little concerned, especially about this second quarter.
Well, the bench came in to start the second quarter. They had 26 after 1 and really didn't have the same intensity and fire I think that Denver kind of came out with. But you got to give Toronto a lot of credit. I mean, they're attacking the basket. Denver's standing around defensively, and they just keep attacking the basket.
9 points for Mike James, and now the Raptors have their biggest lead of 6 points. It's 52-46. And Andre Miller answers back with his 4th point. Miller, 4 points, 4 assists.
Well, as good as yesterday's win was against San Antonio, to lose this tonight, if you were to, obviously a lot of game left.
Watson's got it. Clay's on the run.
Really bad.
Takes it to the hoop. Score. So the basket counts and a foul. Boy, Clay's getting out, and Watson looking for him all the way.
Well, George Karl told us a month or so ago, when the big guys run, that's when we're at our best. And Clayza gets the foul. I'm not sure if it was a James or Williams sticking their hand in there. Finishes the layup, and now a 3-point opportunity.
Foul called on Eric Williams, his 2nd. And Clayza completes the 3-point play. So Clayza getting some time here. He's got 8 points here in the first half.
So see, offensively, 25 now in the quarter. They've been there and been okay offensively, but to give up the points, give up 30 to Toronto here in the second, that's where you struggle a bit defensively.
Final minute of the first half, 7 to shoot. And James is fouled on the perimeter. Boy, they're calling it very tight on the outside.
And I think that's only Denver's 4th, first in the last 2 minutes, so no bonus on that. See that hand right there on the shoulder.
First foul on Clayza. And the clock reset to 14. Now Mike James shoots over Carmelo Anthony and scores again.
Well, the pick and roll, it's a switch as opposed to a step out.
Andre Miller collides with Eric Williams. And Miller is going to shoot 2 free throws.
See, that's where Andre, I think, is kind of at his best, when he can kind of create. See, there's the switch. And now you got Melo, hands down. James goes up, hands up a little late. You got a shooter that has confidence in his game, knocks it down.
So Andre Miller's got a couple. 2 of the most durable players in the NBA in this particular game. Morris Peterson is one. Andre Miller is the other. 3rd foul on Williams. You look, Morris Peterson, 319 straight games he's played in. These are active streaks. Andre Miller is 5th. Joe Johnson, Bowen, and Garnett, the middle 3.
Now remember, Peterson, had the NBA not gone and reviewed that film as far as with Vince Carter, the slap and the technical and all the stuff that happened with that, would have been suspended for getting kicked out like that and missed that streak up.
And they settled it, from what we were told. Final 10 seconds of the first half. Mike James. And now Boss back to James. Over Carmelo Anthony. And that's the end of the first half. So a big first half for the Toronto Raptors. Carmelo Anthony scores 17. Martin's got 13, but the Raptors have the lead at the end of the first half. Toronto 54, the Nuggets 52. You're watching Altitude Sports and Entertainment, your home for Nuggets basketball. When we come back, Joe Brown in the studio with the Dodge halftime report.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota, moving forward. Now here's your host, Deb Kaufman.
Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. I'm Deb Kaufman alongside the Hall of Famer, Gail Goodrich. After 24 minutes of play from the Pepsi Center, the Nuggets are trailing the Raptors 54-52. So Toronto with a 2-point lead. We'll have highlights as coming up as we check the numbers from the first half of play. And what jumps out at you from this?
Well, you know, I look at this and I say, geez, it scores 54-52. I keep expecting Denver to blow this game open. Toronto's transition defense is just not very good at all. They're not getting back. And, you know, Denver was successful early on, running the court, getting out in transition. Carmelo came out, got 13 quick points, and then Toronto just keeps hanging around. Denver's not getting to the perimeter shooter very well, so I'm sure that George Karl will talk to them about that at halftime.
All right, and so far so good. Toronto at least rebounding after giving up 81 points to Kobe on Sunday. We have some highlights now from around the rest of the league. We go to the Phillips Arena, and the Hawks taking on the Pacers. So the Indiana Pacers and Jermaine O'Neal looking to avenge an earlier season loss to the Hawks. The Pacers have dropped 3 of their last 4 games, and it's a second half rally for the Hawks. Tyrone Lue feeds Joe Johnson, and it was 87-82 Atlanta. A big night for Joe Johnson. Atlanta with a solid win at home against the Pacers. Johnson had 28 in the game, and Atlanta was up by 9.
But Johnson's really a tough matchup at 6'10", 6'7", 220, and he needs a tough matchup at the 2 position.
Right, and Tyrone Lue had 15 points and 7 assists in the game, and so it's back-to-back wins for the Hawks against the Pacers. The final here was 104-94. And how impressive is this win for Atlanta?
That's a very impressive victory tonight. Atlanta, which has got a lot of young players, are starting to play a little bit better. I think they're better than their just 10-win or 11-game win season.
All right, to the TD Bank North Garden and the Boston Celtics hosting the Hornets. Let's check this one out. Boston led by 3 at the half. We pick it up in the third quarter. Ricky Davis to Paul Pierce, and he drives in for the strong layup. Pierce had 16 and 9 rebounds in the game. Boston led by 8. Here's Ricky Davis. He'll stop and take that 3. The Hornets gave him too much room. Davis had 32 in the game, 8 assists, 4 rebounds.
Real explosive player between Davis and Pierce. Real good 1-2 punch there for Boston.
Too much Boston Celtics tonight. Al Jefferson for the big one-hander there. And the Celtics win going away at home. They beat New Orleans, Oklahoma City by 13. The final there was 91-78.
That's a good defensive game for Boston. Boston, which gives up a lot of points, holds New Orleans to 78 points.
It was a chance for New Orleans, Oklahoma City to get above 500 for the first time in almost 2 months. They can't do it. They fall to 20-21. The Celtics get a good win at home. When we come back to the Toyota Halftime Report, we'll see how the Nets are doing. New Jersey's off on a West Coast trip. They embark on a 4-game West Coast swing, and it begins in Utah. We'll find out if Andre Kirilenko and company could slow down insanity after this quick timeout. To the Delta Center for the Jazz and the Nets. New Jersey opening up a West Coast trip. Vince Carter warming up before the game. The Nets looking to sweep the season series from the Jazz, but Utah's got a nice lead in the first half. First, it's Richard Jefferson with a gorgeous reverse. And then Jerron Collins kicks it out to Andre Kirilenko, and AK-47 hits the 3, 17-12 Utah in the early going. They led by 8 at the end of the first quarter, so a slow start for the Nets. Utah's up 40-28 in the first half. More from Kirilenko as 15 already. They have gone to the locker room in a 12-point lead for the Jazz.
What a difference Kirilenko makes. I mean, when he's in the game, everything changes. He's got 15 points, 4 rebounds. Probably will end up with a few block shots before the night's over. But look at 28 points for the Nets. No offense.
How about them holding Vince Carter to 2 points in that first half? Jason Kidd with 9 rebounds, but only 6 points. And Vince Carter with 2 points. Richard Jefferson with 13. To the Bucks, Houston and Milwaukee, the Rockets and the Bucks, and Tracy McGrady trying to get the Rockets back on track. They've won 1 and lost 1 since he's been back in the lineup after missing 5 games with the back spasms, and his back looked fine there. 48-45 Rockets by a point at the break, and Juwan Howard, who got so many minutes with T-Mac out of the lineup, hooking up with him there, and the Rockets out in front 67-58. Houston holding on to a lead as the Bucks go on a 9-0 run, and Michael Redd ties the game at 67. 11. At last look, though, Houston really blowing things wide open, 95-75, and all of a sudden a 20-point lead. Where did that come from? T-Mac got 41.
Well, it's T-Mac. That's the answer. When he's on and he's playing, look, 41, he got 43 the other night. I mean, he got 37 the night before. So when he's really taken on the scoring load and has really stepped up his game, and Houston is going to win, McGrady has to score.
It's almost like they don't want to waste the opportunity with him in the game of wasting a loss, because they can't really win without him. So when he's in there, they feel the pressure to win. And right now they're in good shape with looks like just a minute and a half to go in the fourth quarter, up by 20. Michael Redwood 21, and Tracy McGrady, after scoring 43 in a loss, has 41 in this one. Our game is at the half. Toronto leads the Nuggets 54-50. Highlights of our game now. It's the Raptors in Denver taking on the Nuggets. Carmelo Anthony looking to extend the Nuggets winning streak to what would be a season-high 6 games. Right now it's at a season-high 5 games. And Andre Miller in transition ahead to Carmelo, who finishes. And he's got 17 in the first half, but Toronto's playing well enough to be in there. Here's Melo again, 18-14. Denver led by 4 at the end of the first quarter, but then Charlie Villanueva started to heat up. He scored 8 straight points at one point.
Yeah, he's off to a real good start this year. Really solid performance for the rookie.
All right, so Charlie Villanueva backing down Kenyon Martin and hitting the turnaround. And then it's Kmart racing up the floor. He can really handle the basketball for a big guy. He finishes with the left hand. He had 13 at the half. Toronto, though, is up by 2. Look at the shooting, 22 of 45 for Toronto. The Nuggets, 18 of 39. Both teams shooting almost 50%. Not a lot of defense going around.
Well, there really isn't. And if you look at what I think is surprising is the bench points. The Nuggets only have 14 to 18 by the Raptors. In the past few ball games, one of the reasons the Nuggets have been successful is they've gotten good contribution, good energy off the bench. Tonight, they just don't have that extra intensity coming off the bench, and as a result, only 14 points.
The numbers brought to us by our Toyota Moving Forward halftime statistics. A look at the game, and Toronto had obviously difficulty stopping Kobe Bryant yesterday. He put up an 81 spot on them, and again, they've given up a lot of points in the first half, but they're matched in terms of offense.
Well, they really can shoot the basketball, so they're explosive offensively. They really seem to me, as I watch them, they don't really have a culture, a defensive culture. They don't have a mindset. They are very poor in transition defense. When Denver got the ball out early, as we saw in the highlights, and was able to move forward and get in transition, they got a lot of easy fast break points. In the second quarter, they seemed to settle for the jump shot a little bit too much, and were content with that, and Toronto got back in the ball game. I think the second half, that Denver has got to blow this game open by running and getting out in transition. And I'm sure George Karl is talking to Denver, because Denver has given up 54 points, and that's uncharacteristic. But they are not getting to the perimeter shooter. So I think that Denver, again, I keep waiting for them to break this game open. But, you know, give Toronto credit. They're hanging around. And we'll see what happens in the second half.
This is the last game of a 5-game trip for Toronto. They're back home after this. We'll take a quick break and continue with more at halftime.